All right, guys, it's your girl Maya on Evolving with Maya. It has been a very long time since I even made like a video, and then it's been a while since I posted in the shorts. If I'm honest with you guys, it's been a lot in my brain that I've been trying to process and deal with. I want to be honest and say that I'm going through depression. I know that's not something people, talk about or anything like that. It's nothing to gloat about either. But the fact that we have a name for it and can recognize when we're going through something is what's very important. And we're doing our best to come out of it. So I'll backtrack a little bit. So in May of 2024, I was in a bad car accident where my car was totaled completely. I was doing Uber because prior to that, I already have a previous shoulder injury from a domestic violence situation. So this shoulder here comes out frequently if I, do a certain move. So I have to be very careful with my shoulder. And so while my shoulder was out and I couldn't go back to work because the accommodations weren't suitable for what I was doing, I was like, hey, let me drive. I got to make some money. And I had just got this van. So I'm like, I need to be able to make my car note and everything else like that. So, I'm Ubering someone home and somebody runs the red light and she hits me. So now I'm recovering, going through therapy, not working at all. Don't have the other job that I had before. Now I'm not able to Uber, don't have a car, nothing like that. So it's a stressful time, right? And then I get this job that is in sales and it's a retention department in sales. So I'm like, cool, now I got a job. It's not far from my house. It's less than 15 minutes. So I did Uber the first few months because, I didn't have a car, but I was able to get money coming through. So it's like, yeah. But then after a while, once I got on the floor after training, I wasn't happy, right? Like, granted, yes, I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful I have money coming in, but I just wasn't happy what I was doing because I felt like for the most part, my job required me to lead people on and not be full honest, like withhold information. Whatever the package is, I present it in a way that sounds good when reality is either not what the person needs or it's not what it is. And it was taking a toll on me because I don't like to play mind games with people. I don't like making people feel guilty for not getting something. And I don't know if that's just how the sell business is. But I'm not trying to make a sale out of guilt. I'm not trying to make a sale out of stretching the truth or, lying, right? Either I'm going to be upfront and honest about it or whatever. Now, if it's a sale that's right now, that's different. I could tell you, hey, the sale ends on this day. I don't know when this sale is going to come again because I honestly don't know. But what I'm not going to do is play on you like you will never get a sale again, I guess. But you might not get this sale, right? So I have to word it in that way. Yeah, this sale might not come again. There'll be other sales, but this might be the best one you'll ever get, right? You might not have this deal anymore. But then you have people going through a lot of hardship financially, which everybody in the United States is at this point. This whole land of the free, home of the brave, and American dream is looking like a nightmare, right? A lot of people can't afford it. People have retired. They still can't even afford the stuff they have, that they cut back on certain things. Like, I worked in a business that was TV, internet, and cell phones, right? I don't want to say the company's name, and home phone. So you have customers that can't afford the TV package and you do everything you can to lower it, right? You can find other ways around it because you know that sometimes you can work around it, right? Like, we're not going to be honest to be like, all right, we're going to cut it off. What's going on? Ask those questions and genuinely care, because especially older people, they enjoy TV, right? It's like their little their little hobby that they like, and it gives them sense of normalcy, right? And so, we're helping them out with that. But then you have some who just can't flat out afford it, right? I can't do it. And then the question is, well, do you have anybody else that can take over the account, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we're going way too far in there because why am I asking to talk to that? Or if the wife says, I need to talk to my husband, the thing is, oh, you need to talk to your spouse? You got to ask him permission? It's not about permission. It's their partnership. Like, if she needs to talk to him, she wants to talk to him, and vice versa. If a husband say, damn, I'm gonna talk it over with my wife. Not everyone is saying that just to pull your leg, right? Some people are, but who am I to tell them that they're lying? So you'll have people like, yeah, I need to talk it over with my wife. We still like trying to make some things work. So I'll get back with you guys. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, you have to tell them you don't know how long it's going to be. So that's the pressure, right? But some people don't really care because they have other things that are important. And I guess maybe I'm just too relatable to customers and I'm there before. So maybe in my mind, I seem like I don't care when I do, but I'm not forcing somebody to get something they don't want. So it's constant pressure, Maya this, Maya that. And I'm like, I just don't like making people feel bad. Or if they don't want something, I've asked them a couple of times, I'm not going to keep begging them for it, right? I save the account. And if I don't save the account, people are moving and where they're moving to doesn't have the product. They can't take it with them. What am I to do? So now it hurts me because they're moving, or they could be lying about moving. And you're lying about your products. You're lying about your sales and your promotion, saying they're not going to change this much when they change all the time. Well, it's in the fine print. Okay. It's in the fine print. So they don't have to tell you where they're moving, do they? It's in their fine print. So it's a whole lot. And anxiety every time the phone would ring, I would get so much anxiety, like I'm shaking, getting headaches. And a part of that too, not only the headaches from like the calls coming through, but like on the screen all day. So I'm like, I can't. I'm more of an in-person type person. Like I have to see your face, talk to you, things like that. I get to feel for you, body language. But I can also tell over the phone. You can tell when someone's sad over the phone. Like your tone tells everything. And that's why you can tell a person is happy on the other side by their smiling and sounding, you know. But I'm just like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. So it's been months. I'm trying to hold it in. I got a new supervisor, everything like that. And it just wasn't working for me. And I'm just like, you know how you know this isn't for you? I knew this wasn't for me. I just didn't have a backup plan because it's like, I needed a job. So I had nowhere else to go. So, you know, I'm doing this job and it's just like, and they constant change. Like, you know, change is good, but it's constantly changing. It never settles in for a little bit to see how it's going to work. You can't keep changing something if you don't give it time to do what it needs to do. And I'm like, y'all change so much. You don't get time for things to sit and actually get a good number, or I guess like a good experiment out of it, because you don't let it sit for a long time to determine, okay, we let this go for X amount of times. We feel like it's working or it's not working. You don't even give it time to do what it's supposed to do. Like buying hair products. So you try it 1 week. I don't like it. My hair didn't grow. You just tried it one time. Did you give it the few months you needed? Or even like vitamins, unless you had like an allergic reaction. You didn't get things time to let things do what it's supposed to do in the time you were giving it, right? You got to wait a little bit before you see results, right? You working out. Oh, I didn't lose 20 pounds this week. Yeah, because you're not supposed to lose 20 pounds in a week. That's insane. Did you work out long enough to see the results? No. So if you didn't do it long enough to get actual results, you can't just change the routine because you haven't given it time to do what it's supposed to do. So I feel like a lot of the stuff that they've changed, they didn't give it enough time to see the results that they wanted to see, or didn't get the results they wanted, but they didn't give it long enough to reflect that. And that was like a job I used to have before I was a store manager. And every 3 months they would swap the store manager. I was like, y'all don't even give them time to settle in and get the employees used to the routine. Like, that's a big difference. You go from manager to manager. You have 4 managers in a year and they all tell you something different. And one of this is the business chaotic because nothing's consistent. You don't have any consistency. So anyway, headache, exhaustion, frustration. And I'm like, I can't do this. So I go and leave. And I'm like, I need a mental break. But then that was stressing me out because I got to do all this and all this. I'm like, I'm not even really like taking a break. So that happened. And then I never go back. Because when I did one day over the phone with someone, I was like, yeah, no, this not. I can feel it now. Like I could do everything else. Like me going to do Uber DoorDash, Amazon Flex. I'll do that in a minute. Like, if I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, I don't know what it is about doing that. If I have to get up, I get up. I go do that. And people are like, I can't get up at 4 o'clock. Well, I am. And I don't mind delivering the packages at 4 o'clock in the morning and being home done by 7:30. And then trying to do some other stuff throughout the day or whatever. Doing hair, standing on my feet for 5 hours per client if I have to. I'd rather do that than go back to this job. And now I'm trying to build my clientele with hair in the area because I've only been here for 4 years, but I don't know a lot of people other than the ones I work with. So I have had a few clients with hair, but I'm trying to figure out to master my skills more in it because I don't want to just like, braiding this type of hair only. Like, granted, yeah, I can start out my style. Like, okay, so I'm notorious, especially when I grew up, for rope twists, right? Everyone loves my rope twists. I do rope twists, box braids, and knotless braids, right? Now, everything else I haven't had a chance to because it's always rope twist. And, rope twist was like a big thing. Now it's knotless braids and boho braids. Like, ugh. So that's what we are right now. That is the trend. But braids, box braids will never go out. Like, braids and the braids like that, whether it's box braids, traditional box braids, or knotless braids, they're never going out of style. The boho braids may change. All these other extra stuff in it may change. But box braids is one thing I know will never go out of style. Ever, because it's too convenient, it's too practical, right? Especially if you're going to travel for the summer, you a busy life, put some braids in your hair. You're good. Whatever length you want that you can tolerate, good. Get a couple, maybe a little retouch, and then you keep them in for like 3 months, take them out, wash them, give it a week, come back, and get your braids right back in. Like, so practical. And so that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm also wanting to learn other styles. And I'm thinking about going back to school, but I don't have the time because I have 3 kids in a homeschool and it's just me. So I'm like, how I'm going to do this because I want to further my business. I want to understand my craft more. I don't want to just be a braider. And it's not an offense to braiding because braiding is a lot of work. I don't care what anybody tells you. Don't let people who don't braid tell you how braiding is easy until they send up a money fee all darn day and braiding hair and being precise and making sure the parts look clean and braiding all the way down to the end, dipping their hair in water, all that other stuff. Don't let nobody tell you it's not. Like, get out my face. If you don't braid hair, be quiet. That's just how I feel. Anyway, and so just want to get better at that. And then also I just want to have time with my kids. So I want to make money that comes in for me easily like that. And maybe I don't know, I'm being unrealistic, but I don't want to work every day for the rest of my life like this. I don't want to work to death. Like, I was not brought into this realm to work to live. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, I got to pay for the food that was already here before you got here, right? Got to pay for the water that was here before you got here. You didn't create the water. You didn't create this food. You didn't create this planet. My creator didn't tell me to pay for this. You made me pay for this. And then you've been conditioned to pay for this. And I'm going on a little rant a little bit, but I'm paying for all of this. So, I'm exhausted with that. Then I had locks. I cut my hair recently. Only person that knows is my sister and my 2 friends. Obviously my kids because they're here. And I'm wearing this wig for right now because I got to get it. I cut it myself, but I need it to be more even, and it's not even, and I'm not showing in my fro uneven. That's just how I am. Like, even though my hair grows unevenly, like the front of my hair grows the most, whatever. But anyway, and I plan to get my locks back because I want my locks back, but I want them done a different way. And I've heard like a lot of people have done this before. And for me, locks is not just for show to me. I really love locks. So I want my locks. Right, my sons have locks too, and I also, at the same time, if they ever want to cut their locks, I'll cut their locks. Like, that's their decision. But I have locks, but I also tell them about how beautiful their hair is, and that their hair has so much history, so much culture, so much richness, and it has so much. There's so much science behind it, spiritually as well, that most people don't think about. But I cut my hair because I need to get rid of that energy that I had attached to that in that moment because I was going through a lot. So I was like, I'll cut my hair. I've cut my hair so many times. But this time I cut it for the locks so I can regrow them, the pattern better, because I didn't like how my locks pattern was. And I'm not looking for sleek, edges. I'm not looking for that, but I want my locks to have a certain pattern so they grow strong. That's what I'm looking for, the strength in my locks. But anyway, so, sorry. I'm kind of going off a little bit, but yeah, I want to build my craft, and then I have so many ideas. And like right now I'm growing a little garden, but the stupid chickens from my neighbors, whoever chickens those are, because I have a neighbor across the street that has chickens, and he's like, those aren't his. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I never see a chicken leave your yard, so you got a coop. So it's free range chicken, whatever. But that chicken keeps coming in my yard and digging up my garden. Like last year in October, I planted my garden for the first time in the ground, right? Because I have raised beds that my sister and my mom put together last year. So I'm just continuing on with that. So, but I did put them on the ground, and these chickens keep digging up my seeds. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to have food here. So I bought that biodegradable pots that they, like, the paper pots. And I put some of them I kept them in the pot, and then some of them I took them out because I wanted to see, I gotta do a little test to see if it's gonna work in the pots or out the pots. So, I got that going, trying to get back into my health. I'm not healthy, I'm gonna take that back. I'm not where I should be. Like I don't have any medical conditions that I know of. I got blood work done last year, but there's things I could do to work, improve it. I'm not at risk or anything, but I don't want to, I gained weight. So when I first started that job after the accident, I was 210 pounds. I am 250. I've gained 40 pounds in a year and a half. Yeah, I know. Stress, worry, and I'm trying not to stress. I think, I feel like I've been conditioned to stress, showing that I care, because people feel like if you're not stressing, you don't care. It's like, no, I'm just not worried that something bad is going to happen. I have faith or believe in only the good. Like I only want to see the good. Like if something negative happens, it happens, right? But I can't let that take me away from where I'm supposed to. So I'm been doing my best not to allow the noise or the worst case scenarios run through my mind, because when that's happened, or I allow that to happen, I realize I can't move forward. I'm stuck, right? And I go down this rabbit hole with all these thoughts. I'm like, yeah, you got to get out of here. Like you have no space in my mind, this negative stuff. Like, why are you here? And so, I'm sorry, I'm messing with this wig. I haven't worn this wig in so long. And like I said, I cut my hair. But I'm only wearing this wig until I get my hair cut professionally, or my little sister cut it for me. And I'm going to get a very, very low, and then I'll grow it out. And then I don't even think I'll get my locks attached, because they're not going to be the size that I want. So, but I'm going to keep my locks because I don't want nobody else to have my hair. But anyway, yeah, so it's been a stressful 2 years for me. But excuse me, especially the past year, right? My divorce was final last year in January. So I'm no longer married to my abuser and my children's father, unfortunately. Of the abuser, not that he's their father, but it's just the fact he's abusive. And I don't like that. And controlling, and has drug problems. So hopefully one day he can get it together, but I'm not waiting for that. And I'm not going to, go out of my way for my kids for that, because he should have been there for them, and he showed his butt off in front of them and in front of me. Never again. But anyway, so that's where that's where I am. And I might do this more often. This kind of be like little therapy videos for a while, until I find out what I really want to do on this channel again, because I am evolving. So this is part of my process of what I'm going through, and I'm going to evolve out of this. I'm going to come out of this little funk that I'm in. I try to make sure I keep my house clean, my room like organized and everything, because I feel like that helps me a little bit. This is the school room. It's a little chaotic in here, but I'm not in here all the time, so don't worry about it as much. Even though it is the school room, sometimes we just go at the table, or we're outside and do stuff. And I just need to get organized. This hair is itchy. That's why I keep pulling at it and everything. And I'm used to my locks. So my locks were like by my shoulder. They're probably right here. And they don't itch like loose hair. So, but anyway, I'm going to post this. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to edit it or anything like that. So, I'll see you next time on Evolving with Maya. If there's anything you guys would like for me to talk about, anything like that, don't be afraid to leave notes in the comments. Because I do want to be able to grow my channel. I want to be more relatable to people and build a community, especially for my Black sisters out there, you know. We need more community and uplifting and encouragement, and knowing that we're not alone through this process, and just have that sisterhood. I know we have it, so I'm not gonna say we don't have it, but we need more, right? That makes sense. So I love you guys. Wish you well. Hope everything works out for you, and I'll see you next time.